Hi everyone. So today we're going to do question number 3 on the identifying multiple variables and their correlation graphs. So let's get started. Number 3 says, base your answers to the following questions on the graphs below and on your knowledge of earth science. The graphs show air temperatures and dew points in degrees Fahrenheit and wind speed in knots KT from 2 a.m. to 11 p.m. at a certain New York State location. So it's telling me that it's showing air temperature, it's showing dew points, it's showing them in degrees Fahrenheit, and it's showing me the wind speed in knots from 2 a.m. to 11 p.m. Now, you need a definition of air temperature and dew point before we move on. So, air temperature is actually how hot or cold air is. You're probably familiar with that. And dew point temperature is a type of temperature, and it's a temperature at which water vapor becomes liquid water. So, like when you form dew or when you have clouds and rain. And so, we have two different types of temperatures here. That's one. We have two variables here, two different types of temperature. We have another variable, which is the maximum wind speed, and another variable, which is the time of the day. So, what is this graph about? I'm just going to summarize what I have in this paragraph. I'm going to say the graph shows the air temperature, the dew point, and wind speed from 2 a.m. to 11 p.m. in New York State. I excluded the units that they're giving me up here. I don't think it's important for now when it's asking me what the graph is about. I just need a short summary. So B, what is the independent variable in this graph? There can be more than one independent variable. So let's see. I have the time of the day that's changing. I have the maximum wind speed that's changing. I have the dew point changing and the air temperature changing. The dew point is also the type of temperature. So to find the independent variable, the variable that's not impacted by anything else, it would be the time of the day, because the time of the day is not affected by the wind speed, temperature, air temperature, or dew point temperature, but the other things are dependent on the time of the day. So I'm just going to write time of day. So, what are the dependent variables? It must be maximum wind speed that changes throughout the day. It must be the dew point temperature that changes throughout the day, and the air temperature that changes throughout the day. Next, D. At what time is the air temperature the highest? What is the temperature at this time? So, since it's asking me just for air temperature, I'm going to look on the temperatures graph, and I'm only going to look at the air temperature line, not the dew point temperature line. So it looks like the air temperature reaches its peak around 2 p.m. And what's the air temperature at this time? It reaches its peak around 2 p.m. and the temperature is like 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to write that down. So air temperature is 2 p.m. when it's highest and it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit at that time. Next, at 2 p.m., once again, what is the air temperature, the dew point temperature, and the wind speed? So now I'm using both graphs up and down. They're basically the same exact graph because we have the time of the day, but we have two scales for the time of the day. And I need to figure out the wind speed, the dew point, and the air temperature at 2 p.m. So it looks like we already did the air temperature in the previous example or question. At 2 p.m., the air temperature in green is 60 degrees Fahrenheit. At 2 p.m., the dew point, I'm going to go up. I'm going to stop when the dew point is at 2 p.m. And I'm going to go here. It's 50 degrees. And at 2 p.m., it looks like the maximum wind speed is 30. KT represents knots. So I'm just going to write KT. Don't forget your units. And that's about it.